Meeting to DuPage County zoning hearing officer session set for today at 2:30. And I'll indicate that I have no public comment. There are no minutes to be approved, and I have one continued public hearing to consider, and that is the Friedman case 2505, which is a conditional use to increase the total permitted area of the detached accessory building from 1,000 square feet to approximately 1,381 square feet for an existing detached garage and shed. As I indicated, this is a matter continued from March 5. So I'll adopt the record for March 5. And next, I want to indicate that the petitioner has submitted additional exhibits. Those exhibits are the updated site plan, which will be the 3/19/25 site plan, construction drawings, which will be 3/19 Exhibit 2, and then some photographs, 3 pages of photographs, which I'll take as Group Exhibit 3, also dated 3/19. First, I'd like to thank the petitioner for submitting the information that I requested. And then next, I'll ask that the petitioner be sworn in.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony and evidence you're about to give at this time shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Mr. Friedman, I've adopted the record from the prior hearing, so I know what your request is and what the foundation of the request is. I just want to make sure when I have a shed case that is in any way oversized, I try to be certain that there's no business operated from the residential property, so that the reason for the shed is not to store business goods. I don't remember what your business is, but can I assume correctly that you do not intend to operate any businesses from this facility?
That's correct. I currently don't have any businesses.
Okay. And what about utilities to the shed?
There's no electrical to the shed.
Okay. And no plumbing or heating or anything of that nature. I'm not suggesting that they would not be permitted if there were. I'm just trying to complete the record. I understand what your request is. I'd like you to understand that if this is granted, and I'm not supposed to tell you the final decision now because of the process, which I'll explain in a minute. But if this is granted, the maximum length of time that it will be granted for is 10 years. After that period, I don't know if you'll receive a notice, but you're free to come. I mean, maybe the rules change so that no additional relief is required and would be permitted as a matter of law, or maybe you'll have to come back in and request a continuance. But the maximum, I often grant less than 10 years. The maximum that I ever grant is 10 years in a case like that.
To be clear, you're saying the 10-year limit is in reference to the variance, not in reference to it being a shed. Am I understanding you correctly?
No, there's no variance. A variance lasts forever. This is a request for a conditional use. And there are conditions on that. One of those conditions is a time limit. So the maximum time limit is 10 years.
So the conditional use is referring to the additional square footage, not
Yeah,
the
right.
Okay.
Right. So I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to add before I tell you what the process is?
No, I don't, unless there's questions that I can help answer.
Nope, you answered all the questions that I have, and the record from the last hearing also answered any questions that I would have. Again, I want to thank you for doing what I requested at the last hearing. So I'll make a decision about this case that you'll receive within the next couple of weeks, and then I will set the date of April 2 at 2:30 at 3 o'clock to formally make my recommendation in the case. That recommendation will be transmitted, excuse me, to the County Development Committee for their consideration of this record and my recommendation. And then they transmit the matter to the full county board for the final decision in the case. Let's see, all of that should occur later in the month of April. And after that occurs, then you can get your building permits and whatever else. Okay?
Okay, so just to rehash what I understood, April 2nd is when I find out if it's approved by this committee here. And then it might take more time beyond that to get it approved for my permit to be allowed to be issued.
Yes, because there are various committees of the county board and the full county board that have to consider my recommendation.
Okay.
The formal recommendation will be announced at 3 o'clock or shortly thereafter on April 2nd. You can appear by Zoom if you like, but he'll probably have an email prior to that, right?
Afterwards.
After, you'll also get an email immediately after. Not to, I mean, I have to go through, some machinations and consider the details and write up a report. But my inclination is to view your case favorably for the full 10-year period, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks again.
All right, thank
Sure.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
And we'll 5 and 6.
Oh, yeah, I thought you meant 5 and 6 years.
Oh, no. We're still.
All right, I'll indicate, are we still on the record?
Yeah.
I'll indicate for the record that there is no old business or new business to be considered, and therefore I will adjourn the hearing.